What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We up for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's right over here. We're reviewing Army of the Dead today, Zack Snyder's newest movie that went to Netflix. We're pretty excited about it. Another 2021 movie. If you want to see some of our other new release movie reviews that we've done this year, we'll put a link for those over Brett's head, at least one of them. It'll be a good time for you to check that out because they're actually coming out with movies again, decent ones, and it's awesome. Even though this one's a Netflix one, I've seen it going to theaters too, so that's kind of interesting. But anyway, you ready to get rolling with this thing today or what?
Dude, I am so ready to roll with this movie. What about freaking you?
I'm jacked, man. Anytime we can talk something new, I'm excited to and get a new movie added to the 2021 list. I'm always pumped about it. And so, yeah, I mean, this is sort of the second Zack Snyder thing this year, you know, with the Justice League already coming out.
The Snyder cut.
Yeah, the Snyder cut of that. So it's cool to jump into that again, man.
Oh, yeah.
And this will be a fun one, man.
It's kind of funny you brought that up, too, because that will be something I'll mention in this review, too, that I noticed, or I got the feel of. So, guys, before we get to this review, this will be a spoiler review. So, if you have not seen this movie, go over to Netflix. It's there. It will be there. Watch 2.5 hours of greatness, and then come right back to this channel to hear our thoughts about this review.
Let's talk about this bad boy.
All right, you want to go with some of the positives?
Yeah, we'll talk about some of the stuff. Overall, I thought the setting was fantastic. The Las Vegas, freaking deserted Las Vegas setting that they had. The set design specifically was fantastic. I thought it really gave you a pretty good feel of environment there, and I really loved that, man. It looked awesome with the way the sand was covering everything up, and all the buildings looked depleted. I don't know. What do you think about all that? I thought it looked pretty dope.
I really thought the setting was pretty good. Pretty good too. Definitely looked like what would happen if a zombie apocalypse happened. And then, and just like the walls too, like they were struggling like to build anything because they got to try to pertain the threats. So I like kind of like how they set up the walls and all that. And then just the inside of the hotel too looks really cool too.
Yeah, I agree. Like all that stuff on the inside was awesome. And just, I don't know, man, just overall having that Vegas is always a cool setting. And this one, they had some nice little covers of Viva Las Vegas. They had the real song in there from Elvis at the beginning. That opening montage at the beginning, man, there was people getting freaking shredded in bathtubs. Like it was pretty epic, man. Like I dug that. I like.
Yeah, and we had freaking zombie Elvis in there too.
Yeah, he got crushed like a mofo, dude.
What I liked about, I'm glad you brought up that score because first off, I would say that the soundtrack of this movie was really strong for most of the movie.
Yeah, dude, it was kick-ass. They had some interesting covers in there too. Like not only did they have the original Elvis tracks a couple times, but they had a couple of interesting covers. I know at the end, and there was another one kind of earlier.
Yeah, that goes like zombie. Yeah. I thought that was great, but yeah, with the whole Viva Las Vegas, I love how they slowed it down when they were showing Batista Scott sing, in the kind of like losing those people. Yeah, so very like Zack Snyder always does a great job with the score of like putting particular like scores in particular situations. So great job.
Yeah, man. They had the Statue of Liberty there, the New York casino too. Yes. That was really cool there. That was a neat scene, a good way of bringing that in, and I thought that was cool. How a lot of this,
and they also had the pyramids too.
Yeah, they sure did, man. That was the Luxor, man. I saw Chris Angel in here, man. He was floating above the damn pyramid whilst the zombies were running around. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool. And then of course I have to throw this in there because I'm a sucker for these kind of things. But the damn zombie tiger, man, Valentine.
Ooh, yeah, that was cool. I thought it was a little bit CGI-ish. But at the end of the day, it was a cool concept to throw that in there. It was a little bit extra on one side. Like it still looked cool, but it was also like, yeah, that's a little fake over there at the same time. So,
and plus, I know about that tiger. That's the tiger from The Hangover. That's Mike Tyson's tiger.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too, man. But they said it was Siegfried and Royds, man. I thought that mofo was going to disappear like he did in Vegas Vacation whenever he turned it. That's Chevy Chase. is what that is. That's
I'm
freaking Chevy
telling
damn
you.
Chase. Yeah,
Oh
because
my
he
god.
turned into a tiger there at that one point. That's exactly what it is. He's still running around. He turned into a damn zombie.
Oh man, yeah, you're just full of it today, aren't you?
Yeah, somewhat. I liked, you know what else I liked? I liked they changed a few things up kind of in the zombie genre. Like it was all confined to one location, Vegas, as opposed to a
Mm-hmm.
worldwide thing. I thought that was cool because the rest of the world is somewhat new, or new. I don't know why I said that. The rest of the world is somewhat normal, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
They're still going on, like there's still, everything. The economy's still up and running, and every just Vegas is a shit show. So I thought that was kind of cool, and just a new take on the zombie apocalypse kind of deal. And obviously
Mm-hmm.
Vegas was a total disaster, but everything, yeah, I mean, it was cool.
Yeah,
Um,
and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, except for freaking damn zombies freaking cutting people's heads off and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and except for herpes, because that shit will come back with you.
Especially zombie herpes. That's even worse. But anyway,
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. Besides the point. But yeah, I'm with you too. I kind of like it. They did change it up where it's just pertained to one particular area because with most zombie movies, it happens globally too. So that was actually a very nice change of pace too.
and I tell you, those damn zombies look good as hell, man, for the most part. Like, I mean, I thought the way they were shot and the way they're put on screen, like they look fantastic. It was a
Yes, and the
great look.
contact lenses.
Yeah, dude, that main chick, the
Yeah,
bad the A plus level zombie or whatever they're
yeah,
called,
the
the extra,
alphas.
yeah, the alpha one, man. She was pretty badass there for a second, but she's still like she's kind of in the same boat as Pamela Voorhees, where she's not going to be the head of a major corporation anytime soon. But
What is
overall,
it
like
with heads lately, man?
they've been flying.
Yeah, I said that was cool, and yeah, and the zombies did look really damn good for most of the movies. I didn't again to contact lenses to me just really sold it for me on the whole zombie look.
Yeah, definitely, man. I thought that was cool. And the dude at the beginning, the first zombie, I think that was pretty bad. First off, the opening in general was awesome. Like the way that whole thing kind of panned out, and they had the big ass crash, and it's like, oh, what's going to happen? And everybody gets wiped out in the first 2 seconds of the movie, and then we get the I know I mentioned the montages already. We kind of cut
Mm-hmm.
straight into that. That was all awesome. Just it sets up so much with just a little bit of screen time, I thought. But then we'll get into how the rest of the screen time went. But either way, I thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
and
And
I learned an important lesson at the beginning too. It might be nice getting roadhead, but it never ends well.
you got that right. You got this, and remember in Thinner too, same scenario where they run over the gypsy and then they freaking it's just not good.
And then
Uh,
from Scary Movie, they ran over that one dude.
ooh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true
so
too.
guys, it might be awesome, but it never ends well. So be
Yeah,
responsible.
yeah. There's not a lot of good that can come out of that, I don't think. At the end of the day. But unless you're in high tension and you found a parking spot. Anyway, that's a little bit over the top. We'll skip that. Zombies, they were cool. The sleeping zombies, I thought that was a cool little sequence too, where they go in and they're all sleeping in the standing, but they're asleep kind of deal. And I thought it was a
Yeah,
good way to add a little
like the
suspense.
hibernation is I
Yeah,
think
it
what they
was.
were calling it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that sequence there.
Yeah, and
Um,
that was unique too because you've never really seen a sleepy zombie before.
no, yeah, exactly. It was a cool little new concept, man. I thought that was great. I thought that was awesome, man. New little thing to do there. Something that
Hmm.
hasn't really been done before. I think overall Zack Snyder does a pretty good job with his zombies in the way, like obviously back with Dawn of the Dead or whatever
Hmm.
from before. Like he knows how to create new things with zombies, and these were cool with how fast they were and how quick they were and everything in general. I thought they were a little bit more
And how
intimidating.
smart they were.
And yeah, exactly. Those alphas, man, they were like they had this whole thing set up. I thought that was really
Hmm.
cool. And yeah, man, they were. I mean, the way they sacrificed your homeboy there at the beginning and before they went in there, and that was kind of a cool little concept. Yeah, totally. Artisan grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, and
Any,
lobster rolls.
uh,
Oh gosh. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and throw in that last positive in there for myself. I did like kind of like the relationship between Scott and his daughter.
yeah,
I thought they had a really good dynamic, and just really sold the kind of like the tension that's there because what happened at the beginning was that Scott had to kill his wife, aka the daughter's mother, and then just like they're bantering back and forth, and how she's like, "Oh, I understand what you had to do, but like it's just what you did afterwards is what bothered me." And I actually agree with her, and you can tell with Scott's character that he agreed with that as well. It's just to kind of like fix their relationship, except for the end. But I thought the dynamic was really well.
I agree. I really did. And Batista in general, I really enjoyed in this movie. I think he's actually turning into a pretty good little actor, at least in a certain tone of a movie, right? Like I don't know if I would put him in a something too dramatic, but like in these kind of lighthearted, kind of somewhat comedic roles, I think he's been doing a pretty good job with that stuff. I kind of enjoyed his character in this overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Characters I'll go here in a little bit. Do you got any more positives?
No, man. I think I'm a little bit in the middle as far as like the comedy goes. I think overall, I like the tone of the movie, the comedic kind of tone that it has. But I think at times the comedy went a little bit over the top, specifically with like with the pilot character, whatever. What was her name?
I didn't even bother just because I
She
didn't
looked
like
like,
her.
yeah, nice lady. At first, I really liked her. The first time we met her, she was good. She was nice. But then, like as things went on, she just got a little bit extra at times. And yeah, there's a couple other times where the safe character guy, the safe cracker guy.
The German.
Yeah, like I liked him for the most part, but again, over the top at times with some of the stuff. It just there's times where it just went over to just the spoofy territory, if you will, I guess is a good way of putting it. But yeah, that's all I had to say on that.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and hit on the negatives?
Sure, man, go ahead.
Can I finally bring out the big negative?
Yeah, go ahead.
That you always hound me on and make fun of me for. Can I finally say it for good reason?
Hit it, Chewy.
All right,
hit it.
Here we go. It was too long. It did not need to be 2.5 hours. Like me and Brad can easily watch the movie and at least cut 30 to 45 minutes off.
Easy. Yeah. I'm totally with you on for this specific occurrence. No zombie movie needs to be 2.5 hours long. That's ridiculous. There's not enough there. There's not enough to chew on. They added so many unnecessary storylines to this thing that at the end of the day, after watching it, I'm like, you could have cut that part out entirely and it wouldn't have changed very much. You could have rewritten some things here and there, and it wouldn't have changed. This thing could have been an hour 40. I think there's a much better version of this movie, like maybe a 4.5 out of 5, where it's like at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes shorter, where it's just it gets straight to the action, goes, gets out, finishes it out, instead of adding all the stuff in with like the daughter's friends that go in there with the coyote and like, oh, where's my pals? Oh, now we gotta go
I
find
didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah, like it's a whole not needed storyline, like the whole thing with the extra dude going in, like the bad guy, the weird guy from damn, what was he in recently? He was in something. Anyway, the sunglass guy, the asshole pal of
I recognized him from somewhere.
Yeah,
I just forgot where.
He was in something not too long ago, but either way, like him, like that whole thing, obviously him going in immediately, like, okay, this guy's going to turn on him. It's predictable, right? Like you could have just left that out. His character wasn't really needed. At the end of the day, there was really no good that came. Because add unnecessary plot lines to the storyline, making it more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, just focus on the zombies. Like that's all we're really focused on. We don't need like any secondary storylines because there were too many secondary storylines. Because if you would got knock them away, kind of like you've said already, it would have been a shorter movie. It would just gone straight to the point, and we would have been good to go.
Yeah, just there's so much fat there that could have been trimmed out that just wasn't necessary. A perfect version of this movie would have just, like I said, it would have just the opening you got, and then you get the crew together, they go in and you get some nice moments, and then the movie's pretty much over. And like you could have had everything play out the same way with a little, a couple tweaks here and there you could have changed to make it, much shorter. And I think it really would have benefited this movie. It really cuts down on the rewatchability for me for how long this thing is, for what it is.
Oh, most definitely on that. And another negative of mine too, I wasn't really invested into the characters.
Yeah, I mean, I dug the characters overall. I thought the characters all had something unique about them that I mean, there's a couple characters I didn't really care much for, but I mean, as far as like Batista and everybody, like the main guys in the movie, I was pretty into them for the most part.
Yeah, I just wasn't really into them for the most part. Just I don't know, I just didn't connect to him. I didn't. It's just like we've seen like all this before. And back to what I was saying before the like beginning of the video. This kind of easily kind of had Suicide Squad written all over this.
Well, hell, look at that damn
And,
background. It looks like
yeah,
Suicide Squad.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they kind of treated it like that too. That like with each of them having like different personalities and all that. And I'm with you. I felt like the comedy was just too much over the top or just extra at times. That kind of took me out of it versus just making the humor just subtle.
Yeah.
Because it's a zombie movie for crying out loud. It's not supposed to be funny. If I want a funny zombie movie, I'll go to Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the tone they were going for was fine, but it just went over the top at times. Like yeah, because like you said, those like Shaun of the Dead, that's a spoof. You know what I mean? Like this still kind of got a serious story that's going on, but then like it goes over the top. Okay, so that's one thing I was going to say. Like the ending of this thing does not fit with the tone of the movie and the comedy. Like the ending is like obviously it's a pretty depressing ending. He gets bit off and then he fucking dies. His daughter has to kill his father. Her father, yeah, for Scott. But at the same time, this whole movie is like it goes way over the top. It doesn't match that. If you wanted to have a darker ending, you need to have a darker movie. And I think that would have flowed a little bit better with more of a happy ending on this. Not that I'm a huge fan of dark endings. Those are my favorite endings of all time. But it's got to match the tone of the movie at the same time. Like for me, anyway.
Right, and freaking Coyote looked like Kristen Stewart too. I just couldn't get that image out of my head.
The Coyote character, I didn't like her very much. Her line delivery was like very not good. For
she was
the most
just
part,
stale.
Very stale. Like, oh, we're going to kill this rapist, and it was like there was no passion behind it or anything like that. I mean, it was just like, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't really get into her character that much. She did some cool stuff, but I wasn't behind the performance itself. I wasn't much of a fan of. I mean, she looked like, yeah. Anyway,
I see exactly my point. Like, I couldn't get invested into a lot of these characters. Like Scott is the only one I could, and the daughter were like the really ones I could really get invested into because there was actually a story there, and everybody else just seems there.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me, man. Overall, like, I don't hate the movie. But there were some things that, obviously that, mostly with the length and her character and some of the CGI, I guess, was hit or miss. Like I thought most of the effects were pretty good, but like when they had like a random ass fire CGI sequence where the helicopter was on fire and it was all fucking.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was like, what is the?
That's a big one for me because I feel like I understand. I know people are going to say, "Well, Brad, I understand about CGI. Like, I really do. This needed to be CGI heavy. I'm just not a fan of CGI heavy. Like,
yeah,
I'm really not. Like, I understand why they did. Like, there's certain things, like the whole zombie getting smashed like this and spreading it out. And you saw all that. Totally understand that. But just to me, too much CGI really takes me out of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this one, I mean, for the most part, did a good job with the effects when it needed to, with the kills and everything and the zombies and all that. But it was like these random sequences whenever like your pilot girl was putting out a damn fire on the helicopter.
Yeah.
And it was the fire itself was CGI. I was like, yeah, you did so well everywhere else in the movie. Why is there CGI right here of all places that really stands out and takes you out of the movie? But yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's that is what it is. Overall,
I'm just getting started.
Oh boy.
I understand with Zack Snyder. One of his big things in his movies is slow-mos.
Yeah.
I felt like some of the slow-mos in this movie were just ill-timed. Like there's some of them where they really do land, but a lot of the times the slow motion effects wasn't there for me. And freaking little plot, like how Van survived by being in the vault.
Oh yeah, dude.
You would think everybody would just freaking jump in there.
That was like a happy accident, man. It's like freaking Indiana Jones style where he hops in the refrigerator and he just hopes for the best.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on that because that was bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like if they would have fought it out, I'm like, well, hey, once we get the money, we'll just survive the bomb with the money, and we'll all just hop out of there.
That's a good plan. Everybody made it out. They just died via zombies. Like I don't know. Either way, I thought one thing I will add back in. I thought the action sequences overall were pretty damn solid. Those were badass when they were kicking
That
ass.
I
Like the
agree.
girl, there was that one girl in the sequence in the kitchen, like when she just completely kicked ass, and then Batista did it a couple times as well. I didn't really mention that earlier, but they were fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all I have too. Like, I had a really good time with this. Something I'm not gonna revisit a whole lot. And if you're a zombie fan, I really do believe you're really going to enjoy this flick.
Yeah, I think so too. There's enough new here to add to the zombie genre that you're going to enjoy it. I just think it could have been better had they trimmed down some of the fat and made this thing more efficient. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's rate this bad boy and get out of Dodge.
All right, let's do it, man. I'm going to give this just a solid 3. I'm just going to give this a 3 out of 5, just for the reasons that I stated. If I watch it again, I'm afraid it'll go down low. So I'm good with just a one-time watch of this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.25. I think it was really close to 3.5 for me. I think if this thing was shorter and was more fine tuned, it would have been 4.5 easy all day. But there's just too much going on that holds it back for me. And for that reason, yeah, 3.25.
And that is just going to be an average Joe's gymnasium rating right there.
Average Joe's gymnasium.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. Good film, though.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorites of the year so far, but it doesn't quite.
Ooh, one of
get
your
in the
favorites of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't beat out a few of them, but it's in the top 5 so far.
Oh man, I can't wait till we get to December till we break to see where this movie still lies on your list, because you got me curious now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it'll go down after a few of these other movies come out, I'm sure. But yeah,
Oh yeah, most definitely. So guys, what did you all think about Army of the Dead? Did you really enjoy this new Zack Snyder 2021 flick, or do you still have some problems with it especially being too long? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
and if you want to find the good reels, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, Snapchat, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, and yeah.
Yeah, all those down below, and of course they're all in the description too. And also be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe, and of course ring that bell, ding ding ding, so you know when the next video is up and ready.
And we will see you guys soon.
See you guys.